Hey, I'm Dr. Tom Greiner. So glad that you're watching today. Hey, I have a special guest for you again. This is Friday, I believe. This is Matt Westfield, and he's a professor who teaches entrepreneurial lessons at the University of Nevada in the United States. And so he's a friend of mine, and I just wanted you to hear as he continues in a series on how to create and grow a business. Today he's talking about the necessity of values. You need to have something that is either faster, better, or cheaper when it comes to producing a product or a service. This can help you have a value edge. So we're going to go and listen to what he says, and then I'll be back and pray with you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to The Power to Create Wealth with me, Matt Westfield, and Entrepreneurs Assembly, the nonprofit that's around the world designed to help people identify and start their businesses and build their dream. After all, that's what this is about, being able to control our lives, being able to have income that we can share with our family, and to be able to do all these things. So today, we want to talk about, again, it's how does an idea happen? And we have the ideas, the different types of people we've talked about who build businesses. Let's talk about what value is and how do we set value apart from anybody else who may be in the same business. All right? Around the world, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't care where you live, there are three things that we need to think about when we build a business. Before we build it, we need to think about the value that presents. And value can be broken down basically, as simple as this may sound, three things. Okay? What are those three things? Faster, better, cheaper. And what I'll tell you is don't be all three, pick two, either one or two of those. And I want to talk to you a little bit about today about specifically those three things, faster and better and cheaper. Because around the world, this is how businesses compete. This is how businesses prosper. If we understand what value we present to the marketplace, whether it's to the consumer or to the business, if we're a business to consumer or business to business, whatever it is, or both, we need to understand what value we bring to them. Why would they want to buy from us? So let's talk about that right now, shall we? All right. Very first thing I want to talk about today regarding these three areas is faster. Businesses are built on faster, ladies and gentlemen. We've talked in past modules about delivery services and things like that. And we know that if we're going to buy something and we're going to have it delivered, the quicker we get it delivered, the more it's going to cost us. In America especially, people understand this. Entire companies and corporations around the world are built on faster. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? It's not. Let's think about some companies that are faster. Here's some that you would even know. Think of FedEx. FedEx, the worldwide delivery service. Now, maybe some of you don't have FedEx where you live, but FedEx is a huge company with airplanes and trucks and delivery people and pilots and all kinds of airport hubs around the world. Why? Because their job is to deliver packages and letters and things that people need around the world. Now, if I want FedEx to deliver a package to me in a week, it costs me a little bit of money to get that delivered. If I want them to deliver to me in a few days, it costs me more money. If I need to have that package or that medication tomorrow, and I say, I need overnight delivery, what happens, ladies and gentlemen? We all know we pay more money for it. So we as humans understand that faster costs money. It equates. If I want it faster, I'm going to pay for that. And in America, where everybody wants things fast, people pay, and there are entire industries built on faster. So let me talk about faster for just a moment, and then we'll press on. When I think faster, I think of companies like Apple Computer. They always try to come out with faster computers, faster phones, things that will give me the information quickly. We talked about FedEx. FedEx delivers packages. They'll deliver it slow by ground or fast by air. If I want it fast by air, it's going to cost me more money. Think of, for those who understand autos and cars, there's a very famous German car called a Porsche. Porsche has been around for many, many decades. They were built on faster. It's a very fast car. So if I want a fast car, I look at a Porsche or something else very fast. Okay? If I'm thinking of others, there are delivery services in America that deliver food. And they all talk about, we're faster, we'll get you your food faster. And it's funny because the commercials are very funny and they make it sound like, oh man, you're gonna get it faster from us, you're gonna get your food hotter. This is their competitive advantage. This is their value. So let's think about competition and you. If you're gonna compete and you believe you can do something faster than the other guys, that's worth money. It's worth a lot of money and people will pay for it. Suppose the other delivery services in your city or village take 1 day. Maybe you can do it in half a day. You can charge more than that. And people will love you because they know that you're going to deliver better than the other guys. And maybe because you're a small personal service, they like you better than the big delivery services, the UPSs and some of the other big services where it's just a big business. But maybe you have a personal rapport and they want to use you because not only do you deliver, but they like you. Business, as you've heard me say in the past, people do business with people they like and they trust. This is a big part of how we build our companies, being trustworthy, being likable, and being dependable. You have to be dependable every day if you own a business. Not just some days, you have to be there for your business every day. So, if you're committed to the business and you have a business that you believe can do things faster than the others in the business, you're onto something. Now go talk to people who need it faster and find out what they're willing to pay to have that faster delivery that you provide. All right, let's talk about the second thing, better. What is better? Okay, better is usually a quality standard. If I have better service, I have better product. Maybe better product means their product is made out of plastic, my product's made out of metal. Their product is made out of plastic, mine is out of beautiful wood, grained wood. It's gorgeous. So better is a matter of perspective. And if we think about what is better, gosh, it could mean many different things to many people. Let me give you a couple of examples like we did in the last one. If we think better when it comes to cars, we think Mercedes-Benz. Wow, there's a Mercedes-Benz. Oh, that's better. I would love to drive a Mercedes-Benz. Not like Porsche. You think of Porsche, yeah, it's better, but maybe they're faster. So when we think of Mercedes, we think of that. If we travel at all, you look at hotels, there are little hotels. But then if we think better, oh, I want to go stay at the Hilton. I've heard the Hilton around the world is a beautiful hotel. And most of them are. And what is Hilton? What do they translate in their messages? They translate that they're better, that you get better amenities, better customer service, more beautiful rooms. These things equate to better. All right? Maybe there are stores in your town or your city or your village that have nicer clothing. Some street vendors have shoes and shirts for sale, but you go to the nice store for the really nice clothing, the clothing to get married for your wedding, the clothing for special occasions. That's better. So what do you think of as better? Better could be quality. Is it selection? Is it professionalism? This group is so much more professional. They dress nicely. They look good. They drive nice trucks. Those guys over there, they don't look professional. So maybe better is just simply being professional. Simply wearing nicer clothes. Simply maybe having a logo. All right? Maybe better comes back to faster again. Gosh, these guys are better because they deliver faster. Now what happened? We just equated faster and better together. Those are good things. But those things, when you put them together, you do not undersell your price, because I'm going to lead to the third point here in just a minute, which is cheaper. If I'm faster and I'm better, I'm not cheaper. If I'm cheaper, I'm probably not faster or better. Why? Because I'm building a service or a product that's easy and quicker to build than the other guys. So it's cheaper. So we have 3 ways to build a company anywhere in the world. Faster, better, cheaper. Again, pick 2. We talked about faster and better. Let's talk a little bit about cheaper. What is it to be cheaper? Well, maybe you're the industry expert we've talked about in the past who sees all of these companies are charging way too much money because they know they have a market that will buy from them. Maybe you can be just a little bit less expensive, not cheaper, less expensive, and provide the same quality and service that they're providing, or same product and service that they're providing with a little bit less overhead. Maybe you're just one or two or three people. You don't have the overhead of a big corporation to pay all those extra people and all those people who sit in fancy desks. You don't have all that. So you can be a little bit cheaper. You can get your product or service out to your customer a little bit cheaper, and your customer will appreciate that because they're saving money and yet getting the same quality as the others. Now, if we talk about cheaper, in America, there are many competitors that do play on cheap. We have an airline here in America called Southwest Airlines. They were always known to be cheaper. Now they're not. Are there airlines in Africa that are cheaper? There are. I've flown a couple of them. And I've flown the airlines where they're cheaper, the seats are smaller, but I'm saving money to get there and I don't care if it's tight. Then in other areas, there are planes with beautiful seats and television sets and movies. They're going to cost more, okay? But maybe I don't care about that stuff. I just want to get to my location. So understand that there are companies around the world that will cater to people who just want to save money and want nothing extra. They just want the basic product or the basic service. And if that's who you are and you're looking to provide something that people can afford better than the other alternatives out there, you may be onto something. Here's the problem with cheaper. The problem with cheaper is when I see two products that look similar, but one is much less expensive, it doesn't cost as much than the other one, I look at the cheap one and go, okay, what's wrong with that? Is it going to break? So we need to understand if we're going to compete in business and we want to compete on less expensive or cheaper, we need to understand that automatically people who are shopping or comparing businesses will say, is there a problem with this one because it's cheap? Your job, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to compete on cheaper, is to show that you can give the same quality, the same service, the same benefits that the more expensive ones give. Because then you're not cheaper. What are you? You're better value. And better value is not cheap. It's very, very rewarding to have better value. But you need to be able to convince your market that because you're less expensive, they do not sacrifice quality, they do not sacrifice service, they do not sacrifice professionalism. They get all of those things at a better price. That is where value comes in context of faster, better, cheaper. So again, as we wrap up this little module, we want to understand that 3 ways to compete in business around the world: faster, better, cheaper. If there are 2 maximum, you can never be all 3 to everyone. And there's an old saying, if you try to be everything to everyone, you will be nothing to anyone. So be of optimum value to somebody. Be extremely important to one piece of the market, one group of people, one type of business, one type of consumer. Maybe you're doing something for kids. Be extremely valuable to the parents and to the kids with the product or service you're providing, even if you're providing it at a less costly price. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you can figure out where your business sits in this spectrum of building a company, faster, better, cheaper, and you can defend what you're saying about your company and provide that value that companies or consumers are looking for, you're off to building a wonderful little business. Maybe you're off to building a wonderful big business. Entrepreneurs Assembly, the Power to Create Wealth, and all the people in our networks, the young African leaders that we're going to be introducing you to, all of these folks can help. We're excited, and we can't wait to share more great points with you and share stories of real successful African leaders, young people who have built incredible businesses and incredible lifestyles for themselves and for others. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a company that I built, about 10 years ago now, a little more than 10 years ago. And it was actually pretty funny, and it started out kind of as a joke. And this is really a testament to you never know where the opportunity may lie. All right. So let me give you a little bit of a preface. And I spent just a couple of years in the promotional products industry helping another company with their watches. And they were selling watches around the world. They were a fairly famous company at the time, and they were doing a lot of business. They were, $70 million a year, $80 million a year around the world in watches. So I took over one division of the watch company simply in the corporate arena. So I wasn't selling watches to individual people in stores. I was taking bulk watches and putting them into executive programs and giving them out as employee gifts and things like that. So I learned how to navigate what we call the promotional products industry or executive gifts. This is an industry that is all business to business, and these are incentives for employees, things like that, where if you're a good employee, you get bonuses with certain corporations. You can go into a catalog and buy yourself or your family a gift. So this is part of what I was doing with the watch company. When I left that company, I was really enamored with the promotional products industry and how quickly and easily it was to get a product to market. Frankly, for those of you looking to get products to market, you want to look at the promotional products industry. And what is that? That is any product that has a logo on it. It could have a logo on it. It could be a giveaway. It could be all kinds of things. We see pens with logos and pencils. We see pads of papers with company information. Those are all promotional products. So I want to talk to you today about a small company that I founded along with another gentleman. And we founded this company to serve the promotional products industry. Now, what's interesting about promotional products, and I won't spend a lot of time on this, is if I have a cool new product that nobody's seen before, in America, there are 160,000 salespeople who are looking for new products that I don't have to pay. If I have a new product, these people are looking to get them to their corporate customer, whether it's Coca-Cola or Pepsi or FedEx or any number of big companies that want to put their logo on a product. We were at a meeting with some experts one day, and we were actually laughing. I was working with some promotional products industry representatives, and we were laughing, talking about, we need to come up with something new. And I said something about, get little custom paper clips. And we all laughed. Well, it started out as a joke, and I'm not kidding. One thing led to another as I went back and I started doing some research, which is how we want to start our company. Whenever we build a company or have an idea for a company, we want to start by doing research. Is there anything out there like this? If so, what do they charge for it? What does it look like? All the things that we can find out before we spend any time or money building a company. Let's see if this has even been done before. Well, as I started investigating, I found out there had not been an innovation in paper clips, ladies and gentlemen, since you know when? 1899. There was a patent by a gentleman in Sweden of the little paper clips that we've all seen our whole lives. I couldn't believe it. And I started doing investigating. There were no new inventions in paper clips. My idea was, can we make paper clips look like company logos? Can we make paper clips and bend them with wire to clip onto paper for invoices and paper and to give away at trade shows and to have fun with? Well, sure enough, as I brought my experts together, I found a factory in China that was doing bent wire products, not paper clips, bent wire. And I sent them the logo of the Coca-Cola bottle. And I said to them, can you guys give me a red paper clip shaped like this bottle? And they said yes. We had to find 7 factories to find one that could do this. So then we put in a little order for these little red Coca-Cola bottle paper clips. I got together with my experts and I said, hey, you guys have all been in this business 25 years. I've only been in a couple of years, but I have this idea for a company. What do you think? And we sat there at this table, and I'll never forget, when I showed them the red paper clips, I watched their eyes get big. And I went, whoa. And they went, one of those gentlemen said to me, Matt, this is incredible. I went, no, you're kidding. Tell me the truth. He goes, no, dude, this is a really good idea. And I went, please don't tell me or make me feel good. I want you to tell me the truth. When you're building a company, you want people to tell you the truth. You don't want them to tell you how smart you are and how good you are. You want them to tell you if they think what you're doing really is worth anything. Why? Because if people tell me the truth, I won't spend money or time doing something that's wrong or that I'm going to lose. So one of the earliest things I want to do is find people that I trust, some who are experts or in the industry, and say, I have this idea. I think there's an opportunity. What do you think? I had 3 people across the table from me all say, this is a fantastic idea. I went, really? They said, yeah. So then I wanted to find a more complex paper clip. So what did I look for? Coke bottle's really easy. So I wanted to find one, and there was a financial services company in America many years ago called Merrill Lynch. And Merrill Lynch had a very sophisticated logo. It was of a bull, a big bull. And so I took that logo and I sent it off to the Chinese paperclip companies because we couldn't get it done in America. And that's another whole story. I wanted to build these in America, but no companies would do it. So we found a company in China, and I gave them the outline of what I wanted. They sent me the paperclip. And I went, wow, these are gorgeous. The problem we had is the Coca-Cola paperclip is one price. The Merrill Lynch Bull paperclip was another. How do I sell this? We couldn't figure it out. So what we did is we kept going, and in this presentation you'll see pictures of some of the paper clips, and these are real paper clips that are still in existence today. And if you go, I'll give you the website at the end of this presentation, so you too can go look at the gallery we have, which is still actually it's been almost 15 years now. The gallery is still up, and it's still beautiful, and it's still very revolutionary in what you do on this website. Very simple. So to go on, we got validation, we got some more samples of what the factory could do because we needed to know the factory could do it. Then we had to figure out how are we going to package these things. This has never been done before. Custom paper clips. We're going to put them in baggies. We're going to put them in boxes. We're going to put them in wood. What are we going to put them in? Well, we decided that these were really classy and very new. We found little metal tins, and we got a supplier to ship the tins to the paperclip factory. So then we could have the paper clips and the tins, and we could have somebody package them and send them around the world. We didn't want to have the paper clips sent to us. We wanted them sent right from the factory to the users. And so we set up a system. We set up a logistics program with FedEx, the famous delivery service around the world. We got them to give us special pricing, bulk pricing, a little bit cheaper than most people would pay. We got the factory to give us bulk pricing, so the more we bought, the cheaper we got it. We set up a whole system from scratch. It had never been done before. Well, what happened was, as we set this up, we found out we had problems. And one of the things you're going to see is the very first flyer that we ever built. And that very first flyer here has our logo. It has some of the paper clips we were doing. We wanted to use a world famous company, so we did the Toyota logo, which you see behind me. And the Toyota logo, so people could see what it is we were doing, because people didn't understand what custom paper clips were. People didn't even understand what we were doing until we showed them. They all thought that we were making a flat piece of metal and stamping a logo on it. And we said, no, other companies are already doing that. That's not any different. We want to build your logo out of bent wire. Not all logos can be done, so we're going to evaluate if your logo can even be made into a paper clip. Well, we launched a marketing campaign for those 160,000 people, and we went to a trade show. And we thought we were so smart. Oh, we were brilliant. Oh, we had this marketing game. We were going to launch this message out to 160,000. I'm going to be on the floor of the trade show so people can come see our custom paper clips. And my buddy's going to be back in the warehouse in Nevada taking calls. Well, guess what we didn't realize? We didn't realize that this thing was going to be a bigger hit than we knew. I'm standing on the trade show floor with my little booth. I have 100 people lined up, and it's just me. My buddy is back in the warehouse. The 800 number won't stop ringing. It goes over to his home phone. Both phones are ringing. He can't answer the calls. We had no idea that we had a tiger by the tail. We had a company that was going to be way more successful if we knew how to play the game. Well, we sure didn't show we knew how to play the game. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a long time ago. This was my 5th company, and I've done this before. I still had to learn lessons. I still had to take a big punch to the head with all these customers that I couldn't serve. So the story here was that we launched, we had no idea what we had. We missed so many opportunities. Yeah, we got a lot of opportunities and probably did $400,000 or $500,000 worth of business that first year. But I can tell you, even as an expert, the opportunity that we missed, it still bothers me. And so even as an entrepreneur who's done this before and has had successes, we learn lessons regularly, and we get humbled regularly. My point to you is when we build companies, talk to people first. Make sure you talk to the consumer who's going to buy your product. Make sure you talk to the experts who've been in the business. Make sure you talk to people you trust. So what happened when we started the company? Well, we realized that not everybody was going to be our customer. And this is another hard lesson we had to learn. We thought that these custom paper clips were so cool, but the factory was making us order thousands as a minimum. Well, what did that mean? It means only big companies could afford them. You had to buy a minimum of 1,000 tins of paper clips. You couldn't buy 1 or 2 tins for a little company. So what did that tell me? That told us that we weren't going to advertise or market to little companies. We could only market or advertise to big companies that could fill a minimum order of their custom clip. Here's the other thing. Suppose the order to me got canceled. What do I do with those custom paper clips? I can't sell them to anybody else because they're made specifically for that company. So we had to make rules and regulations for the company that we had never done before. One was, you're going to order the custom paper clips, you have to give us a money deposit. You have to give us money up front to show you're committed to the order, because I'm not going to pay for it and I'm not going to lose money on your order. So we had to compel the customer that they had to be a partner of ours, not just a customer. When you can make a customer a partner, ladies and gentlemen, in any context, it's a winner, because now your customer has a piece of interest in the company, even if it's just making the product or service better. They want you to succeed just like you do. So when we build companies, we want to find experts and we want to find partners early on. This is a really important concept, because now not all the risk is on me. I'm sharing the risk with other partners, and it limits the risk, and they want to see us succeed, so they'll help open the doors to other opportunities. All right? So with the paperclip business, we had to figure out how to package it. We had to figure out who's our competition. If there's no other custom paperclips, who's our competitors? Well, everybody's our competitor. Everybody who puts a logo on anything. So what does that mean? It means we're not that unique. All of a sudden, we've got lots of other companies, but we know we're unique because we have something that they don't have. We have a cool product that's a combination of art and engineering. It's unique, it's beautiful, and that's how we became successful. Every year we would launch a new product and a new set of paper clips. Ladies and gentlemen, go to logopaperclips.com, find where it says gallery, and where it says gallery, you're going to scroll over those company logos at the bottom. Watch the paper clips on your screen change right in front of you as you scroll. They're in alphabetical order. It's incredible. Thanks for being with us today. We are Entrepreneurs Assembly.
Hey, I just think that is incredible. This man has some great wisdom. Hey, tell a friend about this program. Connect with us at Dr. Tom Greiner on Facebook, and I'll see you again next week.